Princess Lyra of the Zeos Collective stood rigid, her silver eyes fixed on the human boy. Kale was an outlier at this gathering of intergalactic diplomats, a lone representative from a species still seen as a curiosity. His smile was infectious, lighting up his entire face as he handed her a small, hand-carved wooden bird. Lyra, ever the picture of composure, accepted it with just 2 fingers, holding it away from her body as if it were contaminated. But Kale seemed oblivious, his eyes bright with unguarded wonder. He spoke passionately of his home planet, its forests, oceans, and the strange concept of art created just for beauty. Lyra's thoughts were dismissive. His species had barely mastered space travel. What was a crude wooden trinket compared to a quantum drive? Primitive, she thought, her posture radiating chilly disdain. But Kale wasn't discouraged. He laughed warmly, his easygoing nature out of place in the sterile conference hall. Lyra's gaze shifted to him as he ran a hand through his hair, revealing a small cut on his finger. It was already healing with near-invisible precision. Primitive, she reminded herself. Yet something about the rapid recovery caught her attention. Later, on the observation deck overlooking a nebula, Lyra stood apart, still clutching the wooden bird. Kale joined her, his presence a noticeable warmth. He pointed to a distant, dying star. People would call that a sign of hope, he said softly. Something ending, but beautifully. Lyra almost scoffed. A star's death was just a measurable event. But for a moment she saw not ignorance, but a profound appreciation for something so fragile. He spoke of a storm on Earth that knocked out power for a week. He didn't call it a crisis, but an adventure. Neighbors shared food, spent time under the stars, a chaotic, imperfect, yet vibrant community. Lyra looked down at the wooden bird. Its imperfections felt warmer now. It wasn't just a trinket, it was a piece of his world. Suddenly, alarms blared. Red emergency lights pulsed. The Varnacho pirates had breached the perimeter. A plasma bolt struck the stabilizer, and gravity shifted. Lyra stumbled, her composure finally cracking. In the chaos, Kale was by her side in an instant, grabbing her arm. His hand was firm, his eyes calm. "We need to move," he said, his voice a steady anchor in the panic. Lyra tried to pull away. "Unhand me, human. I can manage." But he didn't let go. Instead, he pulled her through a hidden maintenance passageway, his knowledge of the ship's schematics surprising her. "I paid attention when we boarded," he said simply. "You never know." They emerged into a small docking bay where a sleek human ship sat. Kale was already at the controls, its engines roaring to life. He flew with an agility that defied its design, dodging enemy vessels with ease. As they plunged between 2 fighters, Lyra braced for impact. But Kale cut the engine, spun the ship, and fired a single, well-placed shot. The pirate ship, expecting them to flee, flew right into the plasma stream and erupted in a silent explosion. "How did you do that?" Lyra whispered. Kale shrugged, a tired smile on his lips. "My people have a saying. When you have to fight, don't just fight to survive. Fight to win." After the pirates were repelled, Lyra realized she was still gripping his arm. She flushed and quickly pulled away. Reaching into her pocket, she pulled out the figurine. It had survived the chaos. "It almost got lost," she said, holding it out. Kale looked at it, then at her, a slow smile spreading across his face. "Keep it," he said softly. "It was always meant for you." After the official inquiry, Lyra found Kale in the docking bay, making repairs. "Princess," he greeted her, a smudge of grease on his cheek. The wooden bird was still in her hand. "On my world," she began, her voice softer than usual, "we are taught that strength is in control, in order. We are taught to suppress the distractions of the heart." She met his gaze. "I tried to ignore you, Kale of Earth. My mind, my training, my very blood commanded it." She stepped closer. "But my heart refused. It saw something my mind could not. It saw a strength in your chaos, a wisdom in your hope, and a courage in your stubborn kindness. I wish to learn more about your world, your storms, your art, your world that faces death and calls it beautiful." He stepped forward and gently closed her fingers around the wooden figure. "Then you don't have to understand it, Lyra. You just have to feel it." He gestured toward space. "My people have a saying, the best journeys begin in the most unexpected places, with the most unexpected people." With a final radiant smile, he asked, "Ready for the next step?" For the first time, Lyra let herself smile back. A real smile, bright and unburdened. She was ready. Her heart had known it all along. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, make sure to follow for more.